highest elevation. Oh, you better look up.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Indie Music Shorts, brought to you by Indie Music Streams. This is Ep.4, and I'm your host, Melanie Victor. And today we're here with a very special guest, Mr. Lewis.
What's good with y'all?
How's it going? So first, I just want to say thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to have you. You are an artist out of Sacramento, which I feel connected to because I'm from Sacramento. So thank you for, what it is that you do. And thank you for being here. We're excited to learn more about you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, Mr. Lewis, tell us, I like to start from the beginning. Tell us a little bit about how you got your introduction in music and what were some of your first memories of wanting to become a recording artist?
Well, I got my introductory to music. I would say through poetry. I was always writing just my feelings and what I was going through. I would always do that, and I used to kick it with my cousin Keyshawn, and he was already doing music. I thought he was one of the dopest artists that I know. Like even people that was already on the radio and stuff like that. He would be doing music all the time, and yeah, we was going to college, Chabot College in Hayward, and I was playing on the basketball team, and we stayed together at the coach's house, and he would always be doing his music, I'll be doing my poetry, and then I was just like, you know what, I think I can rap. So
Yeah.
I just started making beats. Well, I didn't start making beats. I started putting my songs, my poems on beats, and yeah, I think like the first track that I did was a song to my children's mother. So that's kind of like the intro to me doing music.
I love that. That's very sweet. What was the name of that song?
Losing My Balance.
Losing My Balance. What's the idea or like the premise behind that song?
Kind of like, I'm so deep in the feels for you that it got me losing my balance. Like kind of, I don't really know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
Flow.
I love that. I'm sure she loved that too. I'm sure that's probably still to this day a song that she loves.
Definitely.
Yeah. So tell us, your name, Mr. Lewis, like how did you come up with that name, the meaning, like the spelling, like what is the meaning behind it?
Well, to be honest, I wanted to be original to myself. I didn't really want to come up with some old Lil or just have some, regular. I wanted to be myself with my music. So
Yeah.
I thought Mr. Lewis would be the best way for me to still, just be myself really. And
Mm-hmm.
the spelling of it, my friend actually came up with the spelling because I was just going to do the regular Mr. Dot Lewis. And he was like, nah, man, you got to be original. You got to, you got to do something special. And then, so he wrote it out, the M''STER.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's unique. It stands out. So like you said, just being original and unique, I could see that with that. The spelling of your name is cool. So tell us a little bit about your brands, God Mode and Rebuilding the Culture. What's the meaning and the purpose behind those brands?
Yeah, so Rebuilding the Culture is really about, starting with the youth, the babies, you know what I mean? It's not nothing that's new, but it's just something that I feel like we need to bring back as far as just reconnecting with the mother first, because that's where life begins. So
Yeah.
starting with well, really in the womb, when the baby's in the womb, really the mother taking care of herself, and us men helping with that, helping with
Yeah.
taking care of her, and doing things more naturally, breastfeeding,
Mm.
taking care of our bodies, our minds, uh,
Yeah.
you know, uplifting each other, being more positive, just really setting up an environment that benefits us to be able to become who we need to be for ourselves in this time period that we're in right now, because it's like, we always go back and we always talk about a lot of old things.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like they don't really benefit us today like they
Mm.
would have back in the day, So I feel like, yeah, we have to rebuild our culture. We have to get a culture, because some of
Yeah.
us Black people don't even have no culture, So
Yeah.
that's what rebuilding the culture is about, you know. And then as far as God mode and goddess mode, it's, you know, just a reminder to the people that, you know, as long as we tap into our energy, we are unstoppable. You know what I mean? The energy within and our minds and just believing in ourselves, we're unstoppable people. You know what I mean? So that's what God mode and goddess mode is about.
Nice. I love that. I mean, that's amazing just in itself. I love the idea of taking care of the woman first, you know, like that's carrying the future, carrying the seed. It starts with her. So it's important to make sure that she's good because she's producing life and she's, you know, bringing life forth. So I think that's so important to start there as like the foundation, and then God mode and goddess mode. I love that. I love everything that, you know, that stands for, everything that you're about. That's really dope. So that actually kind of brings me into my next question. You're a family man, and obviously, like we can just tell from just hearing from some of your answers, family is so important to you, which
Definitely.
is amazing. And, you know, it's something that needs to be pushed more, you know, from artists and just incorporated in what it is that we do because it's a part of us. So tell me a little bit about how you bring your family along with you on your journey and why that's important. And what advice would you give to like other artists who may feel like it's kind of hard to balance it all because of, you know, family obligations or whatnot. And they just kind of feel like I can't pursue my dreams and have a family and, that mindset. Like, what do you say to that? Like, give a little advice about that.
Um, I feel like, you know, as entrepreneurs, we are in control of how we do things.
Mhm.
So really it's the identity that we have behind being an artist for the reasons why we feel like we can't have our family involved, because we have
Mm,
seen
yeah.
other artists not having their family involved. So we feel like, oh no, I can't do that. They didn't have their family with them. So, you know,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to put this out there. And it's really just you know, rebuilding that mindset of, you know, knowing that you can do it however you want to do it. You can do it to what fits you. You know, everybody is in a different space. Everybody is different, and that's the thing. We try so hard to be like what we seen so much, instead of
Mhm.
like yeah, just dealing with our environment and where we are in life and what works
Yeah.
for us, you know. So I would definitely say do that, you know, do what works for you. And
Yeah.
you know what you see everybody else is doing, you know, create on your spare time, use your time more wisely, you know.
Mhm.
Don't be scrolling so much on your phone, don't be watching so much stuff,
Yeah.
don't be, you know, uh hanging out with people who ain't really doing what you want to do. You know, just spend more of your time on your craft. um Find a way to get your little ones involved, your family involved.
Mhm.
I feel like family is the biggest support system that we should have first, you know, that will take us to where we want to be. You know, I feel like it's really a confidence booster when we have our family there to support us first, you know, and then I feel like people will catch on
Yeah.
after that, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. Is that this question, I feel like it's going to be yes, but is that intentional for you to bring your family along so your children can see what it is like to pursue their dreams and live life basically by design? Like, is that something that you set out like, you know what? I want to make it different for my kids. Like, I want them to see me pursuing my dreams and going after what it is that I want so that they can do that too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I have them, you know, helping me with everything I can. You know, sometimes my oldest, he helps me shoot videos, you know, he
Hmm.
shot videos for me. Like my 3 year old, she helps me peel my shirts
Love it.
when I'm pressing. I have them involved in as much as I can, you know, they in my music videos, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Um, I just feel like, yeah, I want them to be able to see my growth and them as well, for when they get older and they be like, look, I was doing this at a young age, or we was doing this. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the way, you know, we have
Yep.
to have products really as entrepreneurs, as just people in general, you know what I mean? Like, I believe in skills too, you know what I mean? Like, we have, in order for us to really rebuild our culture, we have to be able to build
Mm,
our environment for ourselves, as far as growing food, because I
mm.
do that as well. You know,
Yep.
building homes, fixing cars, with all the necessities that we need. Like we got to be able to take care of that in order to really take care of ourselves. And then, yeah, we got to have products. We got to have walnut butter, peanut butter, strawberry jelly, you know,
Mm-hmm.
blankets, pillows, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like these things are getting sold around us all the time. So it's like if we just be like, oh, okay, well, I can just sell this or I could just do that and push it,
Yeah.
we support each other. Like, okay, I know this person who sells socks. I'll go get my socks from him. And she
Mm-hmm.
got the toothpaste over here, like then we start our own store. If we knew how to build, we can build our own stores. You know what I mean? It's like we would be really able to, you know, take over everything like for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, super self-sufficient. I love that. Like you said, those skills, knowing how to be able to survive on your own without the middleman or needing or depending on somebody else to give you your basic needs. I think that that's important. I think a lot of people don't necessarily have those skills because they don't focus on teaching that stuff in school or so it's like I love how for you you're setting that tone in your family, teaching your kids like how to shoot a video, how to and I'm sure farming and how
Yeah.
to plant your own food and stuff. So I think that's important, which it also brings me to my next question. You make your food sometimes on your own, and you tend to be very healthy. Like what is your overall goal as an artist, as a human? Like, do you want to have a farm, live off the grid, just continue to make great music? Like, what is it that you really see for yourself, career-wise as an artist?
Yes, I definitely want to continue to put out positive music that motivates people to, learn these skills, rebuild their culture, have products, become an entrepreneur. Like that's kind of something that I'm always going to be able to do and do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then for myself, yes, I want to live off the land, grow my food. I want to build my house. I want to be able to sustain myself um, as much as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On my own. Like I want to
Mm.
own some land, all that good stuff. So that's kind of where I am headed with all of this, and just continuing to travel and uh, push these vibes. So
Yeah. Where did this come from? Wanting to be this self-sufficient? Like, where did that start in you?
really changing my diet when I transitioned to the plant-based diet.
Mm.
Learning from Dr. Sabi. I always wanted to build. When I was in fifth grade, this guy named Scott, he lived across the street from me.
Mm-hmm.
He built a clubhouse in my backyard for free. Like he just was like, "Hey, you want a clubhouse?" It was a white dude too.
That's like,
And he just came over and he just built a whole clubhouse in my backyard, and I was just watching him. You know what I mean? Helping him out a little bit, and that
yeah.
kind of always had that stuck with me. And I was just like, "Yeah, I want to build." It was always in me to build.
Mm.
And then, I'm just handy all the way around. I fix my car, I always get on
Yeah.
YouTube and I'll be, okay, let me do this. I like doing things on my own as much as I can.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, just kind of how everything works.
I love that. Now your content is very uplifting, very inspiring, like your music that you make. Has it always been this way, or was there something that kind of like made you shift?
No, it's always been like this.
Okay.
When I started doing music, like I said, even when I started my name, I wanted to be myself. So
Mhm.
it was just like, I, I was being myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I started off with I was into Christianity, and so I was doing that. I was talking about God always, talking about Jesus in my music, and then but it wasn't like Christian music though, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's more like just something that I was always talking about,
Right.
and I kind of transitioned. I used to smoke in my music videos, but I was still talking positive.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like I'm being myself. This is where I'm at in my life. So this is what y'all gonna get.
Okay.
So yeah, it was always positive. And then I just started understanding more of my image, and
Mm.
um, I got little people watching,
Yeah.
and I stopped doing that. I stopped cussing in my music because I used to cuss too.
Okay.
I do a lot of street shows in old Sacramento.
Okay.
I was always like in front of people, not just black people. It was just white people, little kids, everybody. So I just felt like if I want people to really be able to hear what I'm saying, like I don't need to say nigga. You know what I mean? I don't need to be
Gotcha.
cussing all the time. I feel
Yeah.
like I could just say what I need to say, have everybody hear me, and I will be more, people will be more receptive to what I'm saying, from different cultures and stuff like that. And they have been, it's crazy just the the amount of people that's listening when you don't even feel like they listening in those types of environments. It's like
Yeah.
people I wouldn't even expect to just know English, old people walking and they just turn back around and drop some money in my box and just keep
Wow.
moving. And I'm just like, dang, she don't even look like she understand me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's you're inspiring people just by being your authentic self
Definitely.
and just being unapologetic in that, unafraid, and just walking your own path. And I do feel like that carving out your own path is always going to be the way to like make your mark and have more impact than just trying to follow trends or doing what you think is cool or what you think people want to hear.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we talked about it earlier. You're from Sacramento, as am I. And there's been a lot of light shed on Sacramento lately, like for music and just kind of like the artist scene out there. So how has that helped you in your music or just personally? How would you say?
Um, as far as like people shining light on Sacramento,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's helped me. I
Okay.
really don't pay attention, to be honest with you. Like I be in my own world. I shoot
Yeah.
videos for other artists. I be in old Sacramento. Doing my own thing, doing my own shows. You know what I mean? I do a lot of shows with everybody in all different types of just backgrounds, from
Okay.
elderly people to 420 shows, or
Mm.
just, so I don't know. I really don't be paying attention. I'll be so busy with my children, or if
Yeah.
I'm doing my clothing line, like I really don't be paying attention. But I mean, I get a lot of love out here.
That's good.
So yeah, it's just like I feel the empowerment from the people, and it's just keeping me moving. I'm just like, this is a trip.
Good. Good. That's helpful to keep the momentum going and just keep you moving in your overall goal. So, um, can you, I like to ask artists like, what is one thing or what are some things that people can do to help support you? And it seems like you get a lot of love, you get a lot of support already. But is there anything or any type of needed support you could use right now?
Definitely. Always just, I always love when people just hit me up and just tell me that they appreciate what I'm doing. That always helps me. You know what I mean? That always just makes me feel like, okay, yeah, let me just keep it going. Even though I'm gonna keep it going, but that's just,
Yeah.
just more fire, more fuel to my fire.
Yeah.
Sharing the music, that's always helpful. Um, buying the music, buying the clothing, coming to the shows, just sharing just what I do in general, just, and just also just pushing it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Pushing it however they can, living the lifestyle really. So yeah,
Yeah.
all those things definitely help
Got
keep
it.
the movement going.
Yeah, I feel that. So for people who think like this career may be easy or pursuing music or, just not really understanding what it is that you do, what are some of the sacrifices that you've had to make in order to pursue this career?
Man, I had to sacrifice my life,
Yeah.
I had to sacrifice my fun. Well, what I seen as fun growing up, family time, you know,
Yeah.
my children's mother, like everything. I feel like everything that I truly,
Mm.
uh, like I said, felt that I needed, like I've had to sacrifice it all just
Yeah.
to do what I'm doing right now. And it ain't easy, I have to make a lot of different choices. And it's like, but it's either this or what else, you know what I mean? So it's like, what, I go get a job? And, I mean, I see myself having a career in the skills that I want, but
Hmm.
it's like I've already invested so much time into this, and this is already working. So it's like, why would I stop doing this to go do something else when it's going to be the same thing? My time is still going to be gone, you know.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? So it's just
Mhm.
like, this is what it is. I've even changing my diet, you know what I mean? I had to sacrifice people around me, you know, my friends, like just leaving, just
Mm.
losing friends, you know what I mean? That I grew up with, that I thought was always gonna be in my life.
Yeah. Just because of the changes that you've made specifically?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Just knowing,
Wow.
okay, y'all not finna get with the plan, get with the movement. I understand, you know, we're not growing the same. So it's like,
Mm.
all right, I gotta keep it moving this way, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's important. It seems like you are very aware of who you are and who you want to be in this world. So it's like your space and the people you're in contact with, it needs to be in alignment with that.
definitely,
Yeah.
the vibe, the energy has to be right, you know. I be going through a lot, you know, and I just like right now I'm in a position of getting into a space to where I can feed myself, you know,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
that I don't have to worry too much about what other people are thinking and what they have to say about what I'm doing, when I know that I'm doing this for the better, and ain't nobody else done this in my
Mm.
family to put us in a position of where we need to be. So it's like I can't listen to nobody else, you know.
Yeah. Well, I respect that. Just being in that position to be like, you know what, I'm doing it my way. My family, we're different. Like you said, there's nobody in your family doing what you're doing. So people don't necessarily probably fully understand, but it's more so like you just keep doing it. And then eventually, like you said, they'll catch on because they'll be like, because like, you know, me and my husband, we're vegetarian. So that's like a thing where people, you know, they'll make little jokes and, you know, make little, oh, you guys eating grass, you know, little stuff like that. But now it's like we have people coming to us like, so I'm not eating beef anymore. I'm not eating chicken. You know, it's like the same people that would make those jokes. Like eventually people come around. So it's like you just continue to be who you are. And it's so good that you have that mindset and that in you to be like, this is who I am. And you can either like it or not. Like, but I'm not gonna stop. So
Yeah, because you know, I mean, I've tried the other side of things, and I've seen where that got me, and I'm like,
yeah.
this ain't working. This didn't work for them. You know what I mean? Why
Yeah.
am I going to do this? Like,
Yeah.
seeing going to school and them going to school and having jobs and all of this stuff, and I just see where they're at. You know what I mean? I pay attention to my family, and I'm just like, nah. I've always, since I was young, wanted to do something with myself. Like, you know, it was
Mhm.
basketball at first. You know, I went to college and I played, and I gave up on it, to be honest with you. And
Okay.
I was very good, you know, and I just felt like I didn't have the support.
Yeah.
I used to dance as well in Oakland with you know, turf dancers out there and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I kind of did the same thing. I was just too shy for it at the moment. You know, like I would get nervous and I just wouldn't be able to do what I knew how to do. And
Yeah.
I took those two things, the lack of support and the hard work that I put into basketball for all of those years, and learning from being nervous and just knowing that I have to practice more and I have to not pay attention to how people are looking at me so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pay attention to what I'm doing. And
Right.
I took those things and applied it to my music. And I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to give up no matter what, you know?
Yeah. I love that. How long have you been pursuing music, like specifically? Like, how long has it been?
It's been 9 years.
Okay, okay. That's a long time.
It is.
Yeah, to just be like, I'm not doing this, I'm doing this. And to stay with it and overcoming, like you said, worrying about what people think or being shy, not fully like putting yourself out there. 9 years, that's a long time. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. So shout out to you for continuing on this path and just like broadening yourself from this path, like branching off into different things, like, you know, being self-sufficient, making your own food, being plant-based, like it's all lifestyles, all your full identity. So shout out to you. That's really inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah. So
I have been through the ups and the downs with this. You know what I mean? Like when I was making no money, like
yeah.
I was walking the parking lots of Walmarts and all different types of places selling CDs and
Yeah. Wow.
you know, just yeah, I just man, it's been rough, you know.
But you still here.
Kept going, you know.
Yeah. What gives some advice to other artists who may be in that position where they want to give up they're in their head or they're, discouraged, like, what do you say? Because you've been there in a place where it's just like, I'm going to keep going. You've overcome. So what advice do you have?
I would say, again, know where you at in your life first, just as far as like your finances, that's really important, because if you really don't have the finances to push what you're doing, then you should focus on staying in a place where you could have that, you know what I mean? So you can buy
Yeah.
the things that you need for your music,
Yeah.
Because I kind of just was like, nah, I don't want a job, and I'm just going to, go out here and sell CDs. And then if it's not working, like if I wouldn't have the support of my children's mom at the
Mm,
time, like I definitely would not have been able to survive. You know what I mean? Like I would have been
yeah.
really out here in the streets. So
Yeah.
to be able to have her supporting me and working, you know what I mean? And then still allowing me to give what I could and,
Hmm.
seeing that I'm trying,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was a big help. So it's like, if you don't have those things in place, yeah, you might want to keep your job,
Mm,
uh, support yourself as much as you can. Find people around you who um, believe in what you're doing,
hmm.
or help them. Like find a videographer, help a videographer who can help you.
Yeah.
Help an engineer or a beat maker who can help you, because if you don't, it's going to get real expensive to just be paying just to get your music made. You know what I mean? And then on
Right.
top of that, people don't market themselves. They just, oh, I'm gonna just put this out. I'm gonna just do this. And it's like, it's about getting your music to people more than anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I cut the cost of a lot of things by learning how to do it myself. Like I know how to record myself and mix my own music, and then I know how to shoot my own videos and edit my own videos. So like I didn't have to do those things, and those are very important when it comes to music. So it's like either learn how to do that or find somebody who you can really work with that won't just be in it for your money,
Yeah. Yep.
like you're going to spend a lot of money just making music and not getting your music out. And that's what I see with a lot of artists. It's like everybody be like, yeah, I do music. And it's like, I don't see it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't see you. Like you making
Yeah.
music. I don't see you nowhere. I don't see your
Yeah.
music anywhere. And it's like, so yeah, we got to spend more money on marketing, um, going out and try to do as much as you can for yourself. Uh,
Yeah.
don't be so caught up in what it sounds like and what it looks like if you're not there yet. You know what I mean? Because I used to record on a headset, the little phone headsets that people be on work with, and
Yeah.
record my music on that. And I
Wow.
still would put it out on YouTube. That's where I was at when I first started,
Love
and I
that.
learned I did some research on YouTube. Okay, how can I get a better mic? How can I make this better?
Yeah.
I kept on developing with it and giving what I could for where I was, and not trying to be somewhere I wasn't. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's really what helped me.
Yeah. Or not letting it stop you,
Yes.
like, oh, I don't have the equipment. I can't do it yet. You like recording on a like work phone, AT&T or something. That's a testament to you. Like, that's amazing.
You know what I mean? In the garage, just however, on the laundry, on the dryer, like just little
Love that.
$100 computer, $50 headset, and just
Wow.
wasn't even really mixing my music and still putting it out.
Wow. That's passion. That's inspiring. Like, that's a story people need to hear. Like, nothing stopped you. You just kept going, and you must have believed in yourself and what you had to put out to the world, to not let those outside circumstances stop what is supposed to come out of you.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I knew I wasn't giving up after giving up basketball and dancing, and I knew I should have been doing something way more impactful with that. But I
Yeah.
feel like this is where I needed to be
Yeah.
overall, because like I could have did those things very well, but I feel like we need more voices and we need more role models and leaders to really push our culture forward more than anything else. Even though, yeah, dancing is culture, basketball is culture,
Yeah.
and people have a voice and a platform for that. But it's like at the same time, it's like people are only talking about those things, and it's like, yeah, we don't need to just always be talking about that. That
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how I feel.
Yeah. I love that. So if there's one thing that you could do to change this world before you leave it, what would that be?
Make everybody vegan. Nah, just playing.
You're not playing, and that's okay.
I would say, nah. No, that was just the first thing that came.
Why is it important to you to be
uh,
vegan?
and I wouldn't even say vegan in a sense of just like what
Plant-based,
everybody else is doing. Like, oh yeah, it says vegan on it, so eat it. Like, nah.
not in the commercial sense. I
Right.
get
I mean, so yeah, I would say
it.
I could I would definitely continue to try to make people more self-sufficient. I would say,
Yeah.
that would be my number one goal before I leave this earth, is to influence more of that on my people, my family. Yeah, that would be it.
Okay. Or do you have any like classes you're thinking about teaching, or like how do you get that out there to share that information? Like what's the way that you go about showing people that?
Really, just in my music and
Okay.
talking. Doing rebuilding the culture talks, doing stuff like this. I need to do more. More Zoom meetings and
Yeah.
testing and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I am looking forward to doing classes. And I was just talking to somebody who was talking to me actually about an idea that she had, that she thinks I should do, of creating a space and um, just yeah, getting more people who are into what I'm doing in
Mm-hmm.
that space, and then being able to just release all of this energy on them, and just cultivate a whole just
Yeah.
environment,
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
ahead and putting that out, and just doing more of that.
Yeah. And then to piggyback on that, like if somebody is looking to become more self-sufficient, like where do they start? Like where do you start with that?
Man,
I know that's a broad question, but
yeah, because I guess it would be in, I would say, I don't know, wherever it is that you feel like you need the most in, you know what I mean?
hmm
So, like, whatever your needs are in the most, I would say start there. Um, and just try something, like I
Yeah.
tried, making my own deodorant, making my own toothpaste, making, just whatever, you know what I mean? Just trying to make something on your own, so that you feel
Yeah.
I don't need to go to the store and buy that no more. I could do.
Right.
So, you can start small, and then,
Right.
work your way up to growing your food,
Yeah.
fixing your lip, building garden boxes like I do,
Mm.
and just whatever, it's so much stuff, we can do.
Yeah. I'm sure you could get lost in that world. Like
Definitely.
there's so much to create and X out, like you said, okay, I make my own deodorant, I make my own food. I don't need to go to the store to get this or get that. You can save a lot of money doing your own, being self-sufficient.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you should do like like you said, like Zoom, bring people together, just start doing stuff like that, just so people can have a space. Or like, I want to know more about it. Like, let's start from the basics, like, and just you sharing your story too.
Right. That's a good idea too. Like, just doing Zoom. Like, we don't need a space no more. You know what I mean? Like, our
Right.
space that we're in is the space, and just us doing what we doing right here is good enough to get the message across, and the energy there.
Yeah, absolutely. A virtual space. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Um, my last question before we do our 10 for 10. Are there any projects or anything that you're working on that we can look forward to coming up that you want to share?
Yeah. I'm working on two projects right now. I'm working on one with one of my producers. His name is Feel This Energy, and I'm working on that with um, one of my mentors. Her name is Purple Lady. She's
Okay.
Davis, and yeah, it's more of a cultural based, like project. So it's like, ancestor to the youth type of thing.
Okay.
And then I'm working on another project with one of my producers. His name is Bap Notes, and we just vibing, putting together some good music. Both of them are going to be good, but I'm just saying it's just a different aspect of how I'm going about it, from both of the projects. So yeah,
Nice.
continuing to put out videos and content and stuff.
Nice, nice. And you can listen to your music on indie music streams, which is awesome. So thank you for being a part of the platform. And then tell people let's do our 10 for 10, and then I'll let you tell your where we can find you on social media. Okay, so this is like the lightning round. Okay, your top 5 rappers.
Man, Andre 3000. I would say Dizzy Wright, Erica Badu. Nas is definitely in there now, off from his new project. Like he definitely inspired me with his project, just being how old he is and coming back and still giving some lightning, you know.
Yeah.
Who else? Man. Number 5, I would have to say, who else do I listen to? I'm just going off of people that I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Mick Jenkins. I would say
Mick Jenkins.
Yeah.
Okay. Dream collaboration.
All those artists that I just named.
Yeah.
I would say Larry June too. I want to do something with Larry June. I want to do something with J. Cole. You know, he's one of my favorite artists too. I didn't mean to leave him out like that, but who else? Toby Nwigwe, if you know.
Okay. Oh yeah, I do.
You know, he's definitely one of my favorites too. I didn't mean to leave him out. Who else? You know, Lauryn Hill definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite album?
Dang, favorite album? I would have to say Outkast. What is it called? Aquarius.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite food?
Favorite food? I would have to say falafels for right now.
Okay.
I eat a lot of hummus.
Oh, do you? Do you have a specific type that you like?
I just make it from scratch, you know, at the crib, just garbanzo beans, some tahini, and yeah, my seasonings, it's fine.
That's cool. Is it spicy or is it? No. Okay. Do you like spicy?
A little bit. I used to, but when I changed my diet, you know, it just things got hotter to me. Like I'm like, but I do like it.
You can't handle it. Because your taste buds has kind of changed, like just how you're eating is different, so you're not exposed to it as much, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting, but I get it, how your taste buds will change by taking out some of the things that you used to eat before. You don't desire it as much, so yeah. Okay. Dream venue to perform at?
Man, I don't know. I would just have to say the Golden One Center right now.
Okay.
That, you know, I really don't know too much about venues and stuff like that. I really, like I said, I don't really be doing too much research on stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Outside of what I feel like I need to be knowing or doing right now.
Got you. Golden One Center is fine. Yeah. Okay. Most memorable moment of your career so far?
Man, that's kind of hard. Like, but I would have to say performing at the Golden One Center, outside of the Golden One Center, like just those times that I just took my box and I just went down to the basketball games after they were finished, and you know, all those people was just leaving and I was just there, you know, performing is super rememberable to me, you know.
Yeah.
Those moments. I have a lot of different moments like that, but yes.
Yeah. That to me takes courage, right?
Definitely.
Right?
Scared. Like I used to have my friends come with me before I was even doing it. It's like I wanted to do it before I was doing it, and I would like, hey, come with me, and people wouldn't come with me, and I wouldn't do it. So, like, when they started coming with me, and then they'd be like, hey, I'm finna leave. I'm finna go do this, and I'll be like, all right, well, this is kind of like me being here by myself, you know. So
yeah.
Use that time and trick myself into feeling like, okay, I'm out here by myself, and
right.
kept doing it, you know. Like
so you could do it now on your own?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to even ride by and look and be like, okay, it's not that many people. Like I would have to really like talk to myself, like talk myself into doing it, you know?
Yeah. I would have to do the same thing. Because like I said, that would freak me out. But I see like the more and more you do it, you're like build your confidence. You're like, okay, I can do this. I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can go anywhere and do it.
See, that's growth. I love that. We kind of touched on this a little bit, but just for the sake of the question, best piece of advice to other artists.
I would say yes, try to do as much as you can on your own and find someone who can help you and help them. Help
Mm,
somebody help you, you know, like
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Be
Um,
encouraging. Be encouraging.
say again.
I said be encouraging. Like stay encouraging people and then stay, you know, and build yourself up too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's important. Um, worst moment of your career so far?
Um, I would have to say, you know, there's been times where I've like I would say I choked on stage, you know, like I just didn't know my lyrics, like starting off, like I just like completely forgot my lyrics. And yeah, I would definitely have to say, like I've done that a couple times. Like I went to all the way to Santa Cruz. I went to Santa Cruz. I was a part of the cipher. It was some big names on there. It was a pretty cool um, cipher, and I did not prepare enough
Mm.
for it. And you know, it was my turn, and I just said a couple lines, and I just like I don't even remember my stuff, y'all.
Ooh, you had to stop?
I had to stop, and I had to just kind of like back up, you know, like back
Gosh.
up, bro. You don't even know your lines.
You don't know your lines.
Yeah.
Oh, so what did you do? Like you just stopped and that was it?
I just was like, yeah, you know, no. Looked around, like, yeah, I forgot y'all, and I just had to back up, you know, and just let the next person go.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of like the most embarrassing.
Oh, I'm sure. How did
Stuff like built me up though, to be honest
yeah,
with you.
of course.
Yeah.
How did they react? Did they just move on or
They
what?
just moved on. They was just like looking kind of like, okay, you know, like, all right. I should have just freestyled, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
freestyle. And but I was so focused on saying what I had written, what I wrote. So I was like, I was off, you know.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, and I'm sure that was such a teachable moment, right? Like
Online somewhere.
really, well, I gotta look that up. What should I search?
I don't know. I don't know.
Mr. Lewis freezes up.
Right. Yeah.
Man, yeah, I can imagine that like being like, okay, never again. That's not gonna happen again.
Right. For real.
Yeah, yeah,
I know
yeah,
it probably would happen. Like I've been on stage and I've like messed up, but it's nothing like that though.
yeah, yeah. Not like to that level. Yeah. Okay. And my last question: where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I see myself. I don't know, just doing a lot more traveling. You know, definitely being a lot more sustained in my business with my clothing, with my music, and just in a bigger and better space for myself to be able to create and put things out more efficiently. So yes, I would have to say that.
I love that. I love it. That's the end of the 10 for 10. So that was great. Thank you so much for being here. It was really good learning more about you and just like your mindset and just how you approach your music and your artistry. It's very inspiring. So keep doing what you're doing. I know you will. Thank you for being here. And thank you guys for tuning in. We do this every Friday. We air episodes every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So Mr. Lewis, yeah, thank you for being here, Indie Music Shorts. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. And you guys can also check out my website,
Yes.
rebuildingtheculture.com, to check out my clothing. And yeah, you know, YouTube, Mr.
Mhm.
Lewis, M''Steerlewis, and on Apple Music, all that good stuff. Check
Okay.
out YouTube. I got tons of videos for y'all. Real empowering, uplifting stuff. So thank you, thank you.
What's your you have social media too?
I do, yep. It's MSTERLEWIS. So it's the same thing, just without the apostrophe.
Okay.
Some social medias won't let me put the apostrophe, but on the other ones like Facebook and stuff, you can just put the apostrophe and you'll find me.
Okay, cool. Easy. Just consistent across the board.
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you again. Appreciate you being here. Enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
Definitely. You too. Thank you for
All
that.
right. All right. Take care. Bye.
Peace to the guys. Peace to the guys. Yeah, they know what's up. They know what's up. We on the highest elevation. Oh, you better look up. You better look up. Hey, peace to the guys. Peace to the guys. Yeah, they know what's up. They know what's up. We on the highest elevation.